All right, Matt Musil along with Daniel Gotera in the aftermath of a 2020 tie.
Did we just watch that? Like 3.5 hours worth of football ends in a tie?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
okay, so the question is, what hacks you off the most? I'm sure our viewers have their own versions of what hacks them off the most. I'm really upset after this, because it was a very winnable football game.
For sure, yeah.
The crowd was into it. All the players are great. Oh my gosh, the atmosphere was great.
Yeah.
And then you come up short, just past Nick Caserio in the hallway, and I said, hey, there are a lot of positives in this game. And his answer was, yes, but we've got to get better, and we're going to get better. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just going to go right to the end of the game. We're going to probably break things down a little bit, like a little bit play-by-play here, and then toss to some of the players' sound that we got. Great sound from the guys in the locker room afterwards. I'm going to go right to the end. I just don't understand two things. One, the play that you don't like is that 3rd and 1 play in overtime.
That really hacks me off. We'll talk about that in a second. Go to yours.
What I don't like is you're the Houston Texans in 2022, okay? No one thinks you're going to win anything this year, and you don't go for it on that 4th down at midfield. Keep in mind, the Colts just had a kicker, and they had a kicker that was pretty rough all game long. He misses a 42-yard field goal. Why not go for it on 4th down? I think that's just a weak call by Lovie Smith. It takes the game out of your players' hands. You got to trust your players in that situation. I would have just run a play that they feel comfortable with and go out there and do it. But by not going for it on 4th and 3, that it just really, really bothers me. I don't know. I think that's, I hate to say it that way, but I think that's just a loser mentality, especially with a team that has no expectations of winning. Go out there. Why not make some kind of statement against a team that's favored to win your division? Go for it on 4th down. Gives the players a boost that you believe in them. Instead, you settle for a tie. I thought that was pretty weak.
Okay, so if you're Lovie Smith, first-time head coaching in several years, you got to think you're going to have a winning season, right? You approach this, hey, we're going to have a winning season. So I really got upset with the 3rd down play.
Yeah, that was pretty weak too.
I thought Tim Kelly was back on the sideline calling the plays. I could not figure out, that's what really hacked me off, because, okay, you load up, okay, you're going to go jumbo and you're going to run for it. Put your best back in there. Nothing against Rex Burkhead. He's a professional. I like the guy.
Yeah.
He does everything he can on the football field, but put your best running back in there. He was the starting running back for a reason. Dameon Pierce can get you something. Load up and go. Jeff Driscoll wasn't in the game. They had run the RPOs earlier.
That's where I kind of would have gone, right? I mean, they had run those run-pass options, and to set up something later on in the game, we never saw that later on in the game, and it was a weak call. And to Dameon Pierce's credit afterwards, you'll hear from him in a second, but he said, look, I had to learn today, right? I had to learn from Rex Burkhead, but man, do something else than run it right into the line of scrimmage of the Colts. And the Colts defense was playing really well from the 4th quarter on.
Yeah, and then it's 4th and 3, so I kind of understood the punt, even though I didn't agree with it. Just go for it, like you say. Well, what really turned the tide was the sack of Davis Mills. And we talked with Laramie Tunsil afterwards to try to get an explanation. He said, I'm not pointing any fingers, we'll have to look at the film. But we got a lot of good comments from the guys. Some said, well, it didn't feel like a loss, but others said it did feel like a loss, even though it was a tie. And let's hear from them now.
You know, on the 3rd down play, before the 4th down play, we had, you know, the plan wasn't to lose, of course, yards on that. And I made a decision on 4th and 3. And there's a lot of football left to go in the season. It's kind of simple as that. And I feel like a tie was better than a potential loss. Defensively, we weren't really stopping them off a lot there at the end.
At the end there, you know, that's up to coach. That's in his hands. Whatever he wants to do there, you know, we're going to do. And so that's probably a question, you know, more for him. And, you know, whatever the game plan or wherever the situation is at that point, you know, that's up to him, and we're going to, you know, go with it in whatever direction it is.
We thought about it. You know, I knew if we didn't get it, they had time, of course. And at the time, it's not like we were playing our best defense then. So we had made it. We had been in position. Just felt like there, based on what all had happened in the game, that was the right decision.
Look, Lovey called the plays. We run with it. I mean, I'm running through a brick wall for Lovey. Whatever you do, I'm with it. So it could be controversial to some. I don't care. I'm playing ball, whatever you say.
Well, I mean, as we look at the plays now, of course, Rex, of course, got a chance to carry the ball more. But, Rex, when we're, passing plays, passing situation, Rex was our lead back in that situation. So that's kind of what happened. In an ideal world, of course, you would, when you have a lead, you would like for that not to be the case. Once they came back at the end, that's when the numbers start changing a little bit.
Yeah, you never want a game to end in a tie. You really don't know what to feel about it. Honestly, it does kind of feel like a loss, just because, we played so well in the first half and, just kind of had chances in the second half and didn't convert and didn't move the ball when we needed to.
As a team, from a standpoint, of course, our goal all week was, to go in and beat the Colts, but we'll take a tie.
No, man, we got to watch film and see. There was a lot of miscommunication. Can't point fingers nowhere, man. We just got to get it right. We got to fix it. We got to get ready for the Denver Broncos. Try to get a W there. It's the National Football League, man. Got to keep your foot on the gas, When you got a lead like that, you got to finish. And that's what we've been trying to do, finish every football game, finish every practice, finish everything that we do.
Obviously it's frustrating, but, at the end of the day, we got to trust, coach in that instance. At the end of the day, the facts are the offense had plenty of chances to be able to not have to do that, and we didn't capitalize, and we just got to be better.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good because especially when you dominate for majority of the game, and you just got to finish, man, and that's a big thing Lovey preaches. So we just, like I said, we just got to go back, clean the film up, and improve.
It sucks, man. You can't get a dub. It sucks. I mean, if it's not a L, it's not a dub. I mean, tie is not a win for us. So we're gonna keep working. I mean, like I said, we're thankful that obviously we didn't get the L in the stat book, but it doesn't help me. So I take it as a personal L.
We want to execute better on offense. Respect coach's decision to do what he did, but when it comes down to it, I think it was on us. We could have been better on first and second down and on third down to convert, so it's on us too.
As you alluded to, I thought it was interesting. Some were like, hey, yeah, well, it's not a loss, it's a tie. I feel like there was a discrepancy, right, between the younger players and the veteran players. They're like, man, this feels like a loss, and it really did. The momentum was really on their side in this thing. The stadium was loud. We hadn't heard the stadium this loud in a couple of years?
Yeah.
Really, actually more than that, because pandemic years, 2019, we haven't really heard it that loud. And it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth because the players are not going to throw their coach under the bus, right?
That's the great thing we heard here.
That's right. They're not going to do that. But if you're going to have a young team, you have to have a winning mindset. And a winning mindset means you make plays maybe that are not traditional in the sense. Mm-hmm. You got to go for it. You got to go for it, especially in that atmosphere. That's going to bother me, man. It's going to bother me for a long time.
What I liked about talking with the guys afterwards in the locker room, they had Lovey's back all the way.
100%.
They may not have agreed with it, or they did agree with it, whatever, but they were not going to say anything negative about Lovey Smith. And I love that because that's how they need to be tight with their head coach going forward. So we'll see. The tough part is the veteran guys are sitting there like, oh my gosh, we had a missed opportunity. This is a team picked to win the division. We could have won this game, and now we have to go to Denver? That's what's in their mind. The young guys are like, hey, it's an NFL game.
All right, we tied. I will say, though, there were some positives. We're ripping on them. There were
plenty of positives.
There were positives. The defense for about 3 quarters was really good.
Yeah.
Jerry Hughes, the veteran, he was here. You can see why they brought him. He was incredible today. Jalen Petrie, even KHOU Grugier-Hill, he led the team in tackles. At one point, it was 17, 18 tackles. So there were positives. I like the fact that they turned the ball over several times on defense. So I think that's something that they can build on. The guys were talking about that afterwards too. But man, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth because this was a game they should have won.
And that's the thing, when we were talking to Derek Stingley, what he told us was like, hey, we're going to play all out all the time. And that's how we do it. And that's what they did, even though they kind of fell apart there at the, I don't know if fell apart is the proper term.
It kind of fell apart, just a
But
little
it
bit in the
just-
fourth quarter.
I think the experience of the Colts was the difference. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think the experience helped in the Colts' favor, and the lack of experience didn't allow the Texans to stem the tide, right? Because an experienced team will kind of make some plays. An experienced quarterback will make some plays. You know, at the end there, they ran 18 plays for 25 yards total. Got sacked a couple of times. It was a really bad fourth quarter. But yes, I think an experienced team is able to make plays to kind of get the momentum back in their favor. That's just the growing pains that we're going to have with this team. But I will say that this team has offered us some kind of a glimpse as to what they can be. Are they going to make the playoffs? Probably not. But there is a little bit of an expectation now that you're going to compete.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be in these games, especially with the defense, turning the ball over and all that, which I think is fun. I think keeps the fans engaged, the city engaged, which is
for
great.
sure.
Especially since after last year, which was a
Yeah,
nightmare.
of course, we're hurting worse because we're the only two guys on staff, and the guys from Sports Radio 610 that we picked.
That's right, yes.
We picked the Texans.
So nobody
to win
wins.
this game. But here's the for gamblers, and now we can talk about that. For years we could not. Hey, they beat the spread. So there's a
So there's the win. There's the win. I think we'll leave it there.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And, hey, it's just great to have the NFL regular season here.
Yeah.
And we hope you enjoyed watching it on KHOU 11. And thanks for watching here on KHOU 11+.